Alright, and hello, we're live. Welcome, it's been a while. I'm Jax Wolff, and you are listening to Night Rights, right here on YouTube. If this is your first time here, it's pretty simple. Night Rights is just a little chill writing space where you come in. We have an open chat, is completely open. Do whatever you like in it, so long as, you don't violate that sweet, sweet TOS. And hello, Cryptic. Welcome. So yes, you put in words into the open chat, I read them and respond to them. We do have a nightly icebreaker. That icebreaker is basically designed to help you get in the mood to put words on paper. Tonight's icebreaker of the night is your favorite / your MC's favorite holiday song. So whether you like Auld Lang Syne, which is my personal favorite, or if you are one of the heathens who likes All I Want for Christmas, feel free to post that in chat and share why. Alternatively, you are free to talk about your main character's songs if they celebrate or if they don't, or if you happen to be very creative and have a few holiday tunes of your own. Unfortunately, I'm not very creative, so I can't say for certain what songs count as holiday songs in my own little fantasy world. There is a 90s AU that I can talk about, but I'd rather not at the moment. So the first half an hour is usually just us shooting the breeze and getting to know each other for a little bit, and then starting at 8:30/9:30 this time around, we have word sprints. Word sprints are pretty simple. All you have to do is sit down for 20 minutes and be as productive as possible. At the end of the 20 minutes, we break for another 15, and we talk about our progress or whatever else is on our mind. We cheer each other on, and we start in again at the 15-minute or more mark. That happens 3 times, and 3 sprints, and we all have fun. And during that 20-minute period, that is a productive period of anything that you want. It doesn't have to be writing it, but if you do write, your progress is counted by words. At the end of the sprint, you just read off your word count. If you're editing, same deal. Count up the number of words that you've read, not necessarily the ones that you've edited, or count it however you feel is fairest. Anything else, you just share what you've been doing. Hello, Companion Wolf. Welcome. And Cryptic says, speaking of All I Want for Christmas, I finally heard it for the first time today. Why do you think I chose this icebreaker? I am so sorry. But you did make it to December 8th, which is a full month more than I did. So congratulations on that front. If you've noticed that my voice is a little bit quieter than usual and a little bit more deadpan, it's a little bit, it's a splash of depression, but also a splash of allergies and exhaustion in general. I've been on allergy meds to help with, because I am highly allergic to dust, and unfortunately live in an apartment with radiator, so naturally there's mold and dust pouring into my apartment at all times. Unfortunately, the non-drowsy allergy medication that my allergist put me on is drowsy for yours truly. I slept until 3 p.m. today, and I'm still very tired. We'll see how this goes tomorrow. I have a job interview. Cryptic says, it's honestly impressive to me that I made it this far. It is. It actually is. Like, I haven't heard it since the asshole who was watching TikTok on the bus incident, but everywhere is starting to play their holiday tunes, so, like, it's only a matter of time before I start hearing it in the wild again. Companion Wolf says, allergies, they be loathed. Exactly. Companion Wolf says, me handshake you with having a job interview tomorrow. Good luck on yours, of course. Mine, I kind of need this job. It is a dream job, but I'm trying to be as chill as possible. Also, this entire weekend I was basically working, and I'm supposed to be working at 9 to 5, but that is not true. there's a lot to this job that I'm doing right now that's not great, but I do it anyway because I need the money, and I need the money because my deadbeat ex is a deadbeat ex. But we'll see. Companion Wolf says manifesting for you, and go crush it, and same right back at you. May we all get what we most need in the world. You'll also probably periodically hear me kind of sniffle in the background. Don't mind me, that is just me trying to chill out and deal with allergies, but I'm working on that. Just had to text to do a little texting on the side. Cryptic says, "I hope it works out for you." Same here. I hope so too. Fingers crossed, and you'll know how it goes on Thursday, because I think Thursday will be our next one. I'm already like trying to figure things out because this coming week is not going to be a great week either. Let me see something real quick. It's just a mess right now, because today is a very event-heavy week. December 12th, there is an event that night, so you will likely not actually see me on Thursday, now that I think about it. Friday is most likely, fuck, Friday the 13th. Anyway, yeah, Friday the 13th is coming up, and you will likely see me then, but Thursday I'll preemptively say no to. It's gonna be a busy week all around, and I'm going to have to just sort of limp through, but we'll see how that goes. Raina says, "Hi all, Raina's here. Welcome, welcome." I want for Christmas is honestly a below said as a Mariah fan. Yeah, it's like, it's so overplayed. Like, if it wasn't overplayed, it would be a bop, but it's overplayed. I'm going to say this again, but if my voice sounds weird, it's partially the depression and partially allergies. There is a radiator in this apartment, and it is pumping mold and dust, and both of which I'm allergic to, so it's great. But, yeah. All I Want for Christmas, like, is such a good tune, but I can't really love it because it is just so overplayed. Anyway, like I said, I'm more of an Auld Lang Syne fan. Like, any cover of that, I am down for 100%. Beyond that, I mean, I like all the classics, really. Like, the, Raina says, "My favorite Exodus song is What Child Is This?" because Green Sleeves was the first song I ever learned on piano. That's also a very pretty song, not gonna lie. But yeah, for me, I think the other one that I like is Sleigh Bells. Just like, it's an old classic, like that, I don't know who did the, it's like a 50s or 60s version with that one dude, but, it's always playing in like every department store right around this time of year. and it just feels like it's just a bout of nostalgia because like I remember going with my mom to like go Christmas shopping and it would always be that song somewhere mixed in, and it's just so cute. Companion Wolf says, I like the Noel song, also a very good one. Then Not by Might and Light One Candle for Hanukkah, also a really good song. So I have to say that like Hanukkah songs, like you don't really have that many good ones. Like you don't have a huge choice of them, to be honest with you. Like you have like, do you want somber or do you want Adam Sandler? Those are your choices, and it's like you kind of have to be in the mood for Adam Sandler, especially since most of Adam Sandler is just one song that he just replaces the lyrics to. But yeah, also a good song though. And it's ours, so you know. What else? Another good one is it sounds like an old classic, but it's actually just like from Home Alone. It's Somewhere in My Memory, and I remember like being a real little kid and having to learn that for like choir, and, because we had like our music class in elementary school was just choir. It was just one woman sitting at a piano, forcing us an entire classroom full of small children to sing, and there would be like an annual Christmas or holiday, as they said, holiday program where you would stand up and be just like in this choir with all of your classmates, like everybody in the year, and all your parents were there, and you would just sing like 5 songs. Maybe there might be like a holiday presentation, and that was it. It was like this, I guess, cute-ish question mark. There was like one year when they tried to make it like into a play, and that was it. But it's like it was another thing that your parents went to like support you, quote unquote. But like one year it was like the one song that our teacher had us sing was Somewhere in My Memory, and it's just like the Home Alone song. As I learned well into my like middle school years, actually, I figured it out because like as an elementary school kid, like you're not paying attention to these songs except for like Disney songs where it's those huge musical numbers. But like Somewhere in My Memory is like this very subtle track in the middle of this hilarious comedy. It's literally like Home Alone is I joke and say like The Thin Man and Die Hard are my favorite Christmas movies, quote unquote, but in actuality my actual favorite Christmas movie is Home Alone. But it's like you hear it in the scene where Kevin goes to the church because, you know, he's alone, but this is a Christmas tradition that his family always did, so he just does it too, because he's trying to be as normal as possible during this holiday season while his parents are off, like, trying desperately to get from Paris back home. But Cryptic says Home Alone is so fun. It is. Brandon says great Christmas movie. It is 100%. So cute and like so heartwarming at the end, and so full of Christmas cheer, like without actually being like Christmas, Santa Claus, Rudolph, that kind of thing. It's like about family, and I think that's what makes it work as a holiday thing. Like, you see all the Christmas decorations, and you see all the warmth, and you see all of this emphasis on how the holidays are really just about being with the people that you love, not about, like, the entire commercialism aspect. And also, who can argue with, like, an 8-year-old Rube Goldberging an entire anti-burglary system? Like, that iconic sequence is just, like, the most hilarious, cartoonish, live-action sequence ever put to film. It's great. But anyway, somewhere in my memory is the track that plays whenever he goes to the church and he sees his neighbor's daughter singing in the choir, and the neighbor tells him, and he starts warming up to the neighbor, who, as it turns out, is estranged from his daughter, and is just this quiet moment in all these shenanigans, and it's so beautiful. Like, just the pain that this man is feeling, and the loneliness that Kevin's feeling, and how in this brief moment, you know, they're surrounded by warmth and music, and it's very beautiful. And that one song is like also in that way, like, it's very lonely, but at the same time it's very warm and comforting and almost nostalgic. So it's like, it's hard. It's also got, like, just this really good riff to it, like, not riff, but like melody. So it's like 100%. That one is probably, it's been my favorite Christmas song for a while, but nobody ever plays it, so it's kind of like meh. Companion Wolf says, need to rewatch Home Alone. You should. I think it's easy to pirate, because I remember pirating it once. Not too long ago, even. Yeah. It pops up on YouTube. Like, people put it up on YouTube every single Christmas year, and it's great. But it is up on YouTube right now, just so you guys know. I'm just saying. But if you want to do it legit, you know, I think it's on Peacock. I literally... Where can you stream it? Just out of curiosity. Oh, Disney Plus, which makes sense. Disney Plus, Prime Video. There's a. There you go. Just. That makes sense, because Disney Plus, for some reason, I think it's just because it might have been done by Buena Vista. I don't remember, but like, yeah, it's always been on Disney Plus. So if you have Disney Plus, you can. If you have an Amazon account, it's on Prime Video. There you go. But if you don't want to give your money to, like, corporations, just go to YouTube. And you would think that it's probably bad of me to encourage pirating, but to be honest with you, there's nothing more truer to the message of the holiday season than to stick it to corporations, in my opinion. Because, like, if you think about it, family and love and togetherness are, like, so antithetical to, like, corporations. And there I go with politics again, and it's not even fucking 9:30. But in any case, like, John Williams is, like, a fucking genius at movies, I will have to say. Like, setting aside the Twilight Zone movie, where he accidentally killed 2 child actors, and never apologized for it, so he's kind of a dick in that regard. But, like, other than that, like, the original Home Alone movies, banger. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, banger. Literally most of 80s teen drama, bangers. Also a really good holiday movie, Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, also banger. Not John Williams, is it John Williams? John Hughes, I'm sorry, John Hughes. ignore me. John Williams did the soundtrack. There are so many Johns who in 80s cinema who are all fucking iconic, because like John Williams, I do believe, also did like the pretty much half the soundtracks of all the 80s films that you remember was probably John Williams. There was another guy who did the other half. I don't remember his name right now. But like some of the 90s films too, because I do believe John Williams was responsible for Jurassic Park. But yeah, Jurassic Park he was. But John Hughes is responsible for most of your 80s nostalgia films, and early 90s too. After like the entire Twilight Zone debacle, he kind of faded into the background and didn't really do too many hits afterwards, but like there was this one era where he did all these movies and they're all so good. So like, for sure, watch Home Alone for the holidays, but also like watch any John Hughes films. Go as far back as like Animal House, which is probably one of the funniest films ever made. And just like advance to all the classics, like Breakfast Club is also really good. 16 Candles. I don't think he did Mystic Pizza, did he? I want to say he did, but also Mystic Pizza is kind of like mid. For sure, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Definitely watch that one. It is, without a doubt, my favorite John Candy film. Uncle Buck is also really good. I could keep on going, but he's really just an iconic director. It's just, you know, towards the end of his career, it kind of went downhill. Manuel Wolff says, I've heard a lot of good about The Breakfast Club, but never seen that one. It's really good, like legitimately really good. And iconic. It's like, if you ever felt like a misfit in high school or just in general, it's a movie for you. Like, it's about a bunch of people who, or a bunch of kids who find companionship in each other, despite the fact that, you know, they're from different social strati, because, you know, they all just kind of, like, don't fit in one way or another. So, anyway. Anyway, it's currently 9:30, which means that we should get ready for our very first print. Feel free to talk in the chat about what you're thinking about working on. For me, I finally updated the little banner on the side. We are actually on draft 4. We've been for a while, technically speaking, because I consider a draft where heavy rewriting happens to be a separate draft. So like, Name a Song Cat Draft 0, which was basically me smashing in through different chapters, doing like sketches and outlining notes and whatnot. Yeah, draft 1 that was not completed. Then draft 1 or 2, because like, it's kind of weird in the sense that the draft 0 was also the draft 1, because it was that long and that detailed. Then draft 2, which was not completed, for sure. And there were just like so many differences. Like, Mick wasn't even a violinist by that point. Draft 3 happened this year. But now that's been to the betas, now that I've gotten into heavy revisions, we are actually technically on draft 4, and we've been literally actually since I started streaming, so oops. Draft 5 should be the final one after it's sent off to betas, but we'll see. But in any case, tonight I am actually doing a lot of transcription, because one thing that I did not share is that for every day that I haven't been quote-unquote working, I have actually been just like picking away at the chapter by hand in bed at night. It's just been like a very tiring week overall. Like Monday and Wednesday were raid nights, obviously. Tuesday, like I was just so god awful tired that I just went to bed at like midnight. But it was actually just like reading and doing a lot of writing. Just I needed quiet that night. Thursday was like a D&D session for a session 0 for something that's coming up this week. Then Friday, it's basically I've been working non-stop from Friday all the way to today, so it's been hellish. I definitely need a new job. But yeah, and this coming week is not going to be fun either. Like I have all this catch up to do. Job interview tomorrow, along with raid night. Tuesday D&D, Wednesday D&D, with a different session. So that should be interesting and fun. Then Thursday, fuck. I just realized I'll be working Wednesday too. Because every single day this week it's going to be just like straight up working late. So we'll see how this goes. And then Friday, I'll finally be free, and you guys can hear me on stream. But we'll worry about the schedule later. But in any case, if you haven't, like, feel free to talk about in the last minute what you guys are working on. Otherwise, let's kind of wander off into our docks and get ready for the very first sprint tonight. So it's very good to know that that's on YouTube. I'm going to definitely just like watch it every single day until it gets taken down. I also love the fact that there are like little specials, like parodies of it. Like there's a commercial with Macaulay Culkin rewatching Home Alone. There's one with Joe Pesci reacting to the movie. It's like I'm delighted that the cast is like so wholesome that they're like going back, talking about it, and parodying it. It's all just fun. But anyways, Jax Wolff says I'm going to try and come up with some zine ideas. Ooh, good luck. And on that note, it is 9:35, so here we go. Take deep breath as usual. Shake out your hands, because we are getting started. I wish you all the best of luck. Get ready, get set, and go. Ryan says journaling about tarot cards today. See you after sprint. Good luck. Alright, that is our first sprint. How did you do? As for me, 476 transcribed, which is not bad considering the fact that I might have paused a couple of times to snack on some ginger snaps at my side. But, how about the rest of you? Jax Wolff says, I got words planned out for a zine. Rejoice. We are indeed rejoicing. Anna says, I got 345 words on the tarot card entry. Also excellent. How many more words do you need for that entry, out of curiosity? Otherwise, I will be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, I just needed to get up and do a few dishes. Companion Wolf says, stood up and, like, a bunch of my joints just popped. Ouch. Seconding that ouch, I'm so sorry to hear that happened. Yeah, I hope that you're feeling a-okay otherwise. I know how mobility fun can be. Reno says, oh no, limit just counting for fun. That is totally a-okay. Other than that, I feel like I have enough material to be transcribing for the next couple of sprints, so we'll probably be doing this usual 3 sprinters, but I admit depression is a thing this period, so like there will probably be minimal talking between each session, the session and the one after, or the break after, I mean. I'm feeling okay, I guess. Much better than I was this afternoon, but like, it's still a thing. It will probably continue to be a thing. It's just, you know, I know that there's not really too much to say at the moment. Or just ever. Like, I've basically said everything that needed to be said about the X and whatnot. But it's like, you puzzle over the past 5 years, and you start wondering what the signs were and stuff like that. But, it is basically what it is. Like, I can't claim to know why he did what he did, and I can't begin to speculate and whatnot. Reno says, sending hugs. I am hugging right back. Cryptic says, I'm back. The cats have been appeased. Excellent to hear. But yeah, like, I hear what people are saying, that I can't possibly know what was going through his head, and therefore I shouldn't speculate too hard about it, about whether or not, you know, he was, like, he actually left me. You just kind of, like, push forward, and you just keep on going, and you keep your head above water, despite what he did, and what he left you with, and stuff like that. And eventually you come out the other side, but I don't know. What can you say, really? I don't think that most people are like that. I don't want to believe that most people are like that. He was a bit of a risk. I was taking a bit of a risk when I met him. And I was trying to open up more to people and try to learn how to people in general. But, like, then it turns out, you know, he was shifty as fuck. And there were signs even back then. But, like, I don't think most people would. As in, most people would do something that would do things like what he did. I want to believe that, you know, there are a lot of good people in the world, and that there are a lot of kind people in the world, and this was just like a fluke, basically. But, you know, I kind of surround myself with a lot of this stuff, and a lot of people like this, so it's always hard to dig myself out and try to rebuild. I'm sure I will at some point, especially if I get, like, that fresh start that I'll be interviewing for tomorrow, but we'll see. Other than that, you know, I don't think I ever actually asked how you guys were out there. Like, it feels like so long since we've had our last stream, and technically it was, if I recall correctly, our last stream was actually last Friday. So it's been more than a week. We were still in November. But, like, how have you guys been? How's December finding you? You know, what are your goals? Mine's just sort of getting through it, taking it week by week. Middle of the month I'm going off to see family, and that'll be nice. This Sunday I'm going to see friends, and that'll be nice. And we'll see what happens in January. I don't really make too many New Year's resolutions because I really don't believe there's a point to them. Most people don't actually fulfill their New Year's resolutions, you know? I certainly didn't fulfill last year's, which was to get this book ready by, which was basically to query by the end of the year, but you know, it is what it is. Cryptic says, December is unfortunately finding me unable to sleep and unsurprisingly tired because of it. That is mood. It says, I'm sure you will, just that it will take time. We're waiting for you. Yeah. I also saw your comment on Blue Sky, and I apologize for breaking up a little bit right now, but like, I appreciate it. And you're right, be patient. Eventually things will work out, but it takes time, for sure. Marina says, about to go cry on the live stream of Taylor Swift's last Eras Tour's concert. I also don't really make resolutions. Excellent thing to do tonight. But also, yeah, like, you just kind of like make goals for yourself and see what happens. I know, but like, I don't know, like, New Year's resolutions, I kind of feel like you're setting yourself up not to actually do them. If you make them like proper New Year's resolutions, it's much better to just like make smaller goals and slowly climb towards whatever your larger one is. I don't know, just set realistic standards for yourself going to the New Year's, kids. But anyway, it is currently 10:11. That was the end of our first break, which means we are due for our next sprint. So, you know, shake out your arms, shake out your legs, get up and get some water if you haven't already. Otherwise, we are really just going to dive right into it. Oh, hey, Lena Cut, when did you get here? Welcome. Lena Cut says, I always say anytime is a good time to say a new goal. Exactly. Really. The main thing is, like, you can set a goal whenever, just make it, like, attainable to you. And if you want to make a New Year's resolution, the main thing is that you should probably break down a large goal, like, come up with a large goal, but then break it down into smaller goals that you set throughout the year. Don't just, like, be like, my New Year's resolution is I'm going to do this large unattainable goal and stuff like that. And Kat says, just a little bit ago, got off work and jumped in. Well, hello. You haven't missed much. Our first ramble of the day was about John Hughes movies and Christmas songs, and this past ramble was about ex shenanigans. I don't know if you saw in Blue Sky, but I did this long thread about how my ex is a deadbeat, and I'm kind of depressed over that, hence why my voice sounds a little bit weird. That and massive allergies, like, thanks to a radiator. So, like, I'm allergic to dust and pollen, excessive of both, and now that the radiator's on, it's like, I'm surviving on allergy meds, but also the allergy meds fucking kick my ass. But also, like, the ex is a deadbeat, and that has made me depressed. But, I think the entire New Year's resolution thing came up because January is fast approaching, and it's still single-digit December right now. Like, we haven't broken December 10th, So the holidays are still a ways away, but it's like it feels like everything's fast. Like, it feels like I just woke up, ignoring the fact that I literally woke up at 3 because allergy meds. But yeah. The kid says, with allergy meds are no fun. Yep, and the hilarious thing is my allergist says that this isn't supposed to be drowsy, like it's non-drowsy allergy medication, but that's a fucking lie. It is definitely... I pop one and I'm dead for like 12 hours straight. Like, I went to bed... okay, so technically I did go to bed fairly late last night, at 5 in the morning, but I woke up at like 3 p.m. So like that is a 10-hour power nap right there. But anyway, the kid says everything is very fast right now. I feel like it was just October. Basically, yeah, same here. Part of me almost kind of wishes it was still October, but you know, time does not move that way. Anyway, yeah, that's what's going on right now. We're just talking. I'm barely, like, conscious, but I'm transcribing, so it's at least an easy streaming session. And everybody's doing stuff. Speaking of, it is now 10:15, so there's a nice round number to start in on. So if you haven't gotten to your docs yet, feel free to get to your docs. Lena Cat, feel free to pop what you're working on in chat or get to a doc. Otherwise, good luck on this next sprint, my dudes. I am going to start the timer in just a sec. But I will keep an eye on the chat for any shenanigans that ensue. That it all said, best of luck. Get ready, get set, and go. Alright, and that is round 2. How did everybody do? Let's see. I added 464 words to this manuscript. Not bad for transcribing, but I only have a little bit left to do, which should bring me to the very end of our third and final sprint. Other than that, I have to admit I was a little bit distracted this time around. I confess I might be thinking about moving, and one of the places that I'm thinking of moving to is back to Boston, which is where I went to school. It's where I have a master's degree, and it's where I had gotten said master's degree. I was there for a couple of years in the early 2010s, and I miss it. For me, in my head, it represents a certain time period that is very comfortable. I still love the early 2010s, their aesthetic, how hopeful people were, how geek culture was still kind of weird, but not super insufferable just yet. Hipster culture, same deal, even though that we were slightly making fun of that, but it just felt like a different time period. And I'm looking around at the places I used to go, and I just learned that the Garage, which is a mainstay of Harvard Square, I don't know how many people have ever been familiar with Harvard Square. Before I go into it, let me just read the chat. Cryptia says, I'm just kind of zoned out, to be honest. Completely understandable. Jax Wolff says, made the zine, didn't draw anything with this one, it's just words. That is also really cool. I do like the idea of just a very rough, homemade, underground zine that's just purely words. So I wish you the best of luck in doing the rest of that. It'd also be pretty. But anyway, back to what's apparently going to be the ramble of the break, but basically, I don't know if anybody is super familiar with Harvard Square, but Harvard Square obviously is the neighborhood of Cambridge, Massachusetts, that's right next to Harvard University. And back in the day, they used to have all these eclectic shops and all kinds of other fun stuff over in Harvard Square, because it was it was a student thing. Nowadays, a lot of that stuff has gone corporate. You have Urban Outfitters, you have 3 Dunkin' Donuts, although I'm pretty sure there was 3 Dunkin' Donuts back then too. You have all these chain restaurants at Chipotle and shit like that, but back in the day you had these little they might have been franchised, but just local stuff, Cafe Pampelona, for example, used to be an iconic restaurant and coffee shop that was right there in Harvard Square and whatnot. But there was also, not too far from the edge of Harvard campus, there is a shopping mall called the Garage. And the shopping mall, it's so interesting to I highly recommend that you go look at pictures of what it looks like in its heyday, but it was such an accessibility nightmare, so I understand part of the remodeling anyway. But inside it was dark, dingy, alternative. It was full of all these weird shops. There was a Newberry Comics upstairs, along with this niche anime shop as well. There was a tattoo parlor up there. On the first floor there was Hootenanny, which was basically what Hot Topic used to be before Hot Topic started selling out and being basically another Disney store, but with more black. it had all these like little shops there too, or restaurants there too, like Lay's, which was a Vietnamese restaurant. Apparently that's going to be moving to Chinatown. But anyway, apparently last year the garage had starting on a temporary closure because they're doing a remodeling. The downside is I can't find for the life of me when it's going to open back up and who's signed on for returning to the garage. But I also looked at the proposal for what the garage is going to look like, and not gonna lie, I feel a little bit disappointed because it's like the front, there's a facade on the bottom that like almost looks like a college hall, I guess, which is nice, I guess, but the rest of it is sort of like steel and glass walls. It's like very office block. Like you can tell that it's trying to be this high energy efficient, one of those energy efficient buildings that you see pop up in Manhattan all the time. And it's like, on the one hand, objectively, I guess it's better because it's supposed to, the plans say that it's going to be very energy efficient and a lot more accessible, which is super important because in the original garage, there was a ramp that basically spiraled up to the upper floors, and you can easily take, and you know, you could theoretically go by wheelchair up that ramp and down that ramp, but it's angled at such a grade that I would not personally have recommended it without assistance. It was bad. It's like a half-hearted gold star you tried kind of levels of accessibility. I can't remember if there were actually elevators. No, I don't think there were elevators in that building. So the ramp was your only option. The ramp, and there were stairs, but nobody actually took the stairs because because those weren't front and center, to be honest with you. And the stairs were also always kind of like, if one person went up them, then the stairs were crowded, essentially. It was that kind of vibe. And also, like, the entire inside of the garage was, like, super cluttered, and not, like, it wasn't like people were sticking racks, sales racks on the outside or anything like that. It was more like the entire place was shaped interiorly like a maze, and there were just narrow walking spaces besides the hilariously designed ramp, which was like the widest space in the entire, but like other than that, like you could probably do the little walkways to get around 2 by 2. That's how narrow they were. But at the same time, like, it had this vibe to it that was like you were going into an actual garage. This is definitely somebody's basement. This is like, if this wasn't Harvard Square and full of like rich kids who are attending Harvard and think they're super alternative, it's the kind of place that, like, if it was anywhere else you would be stabbed at night. It was that kind of vibe, but it was so also kind of good, you know, like just because it was like that kind of vibe. But yeah, they're doing a remodeling. It's supposed to be brighter and just like better all around, and all I'm thinking in my head is they've gentrified the garage. Going back to the chat, Maycat says, I was eating ramen and ranting about an idea to use in my story to some friends. In other words, you were having a cathartic moment, which is excellent. Reno says, was cooking, but I think my tarot thread is ready for post-concert posting. Dropping off for Taylor. Good luck all for the last sprint, and fingers crossed. I don't know if I missed you, but totally cool. I hope you enjoy Taylor, and thank you so much for dropping in and also for the luck. But, yeah, so the garage is getting renovated. But lately, yeah, I've been, like, looking at different places I used to go to, in Boston, and just thinking about how much that place has changed and how it's going to be a bit of an adjustment if I go back. Like, there was this cannoli place in the North End that was not Mike's Pastry, which is a tourist destination and also, like, not as good. Like, the best cannoli that I've ever had was at this little bakery called Maria's, right at the edge of the North End. And I was looking at it and looking at the area, and apparently it got replaced by a furniture store. But yeah, like, the garage is basically gone. A lot of the shops I used to go to are also gone. There's that place in the North End that I was talking about, but also, like, even in Harvard Square, again, like, my favorite burger place is gone. All of these shops are, like, different. Oh my goodness. Like, there's also this other place, another shopping mall, near Porter Square. It's right inside Lesley University's campus, and if you walk in, like, underneath the part that says Lesley University, you won't know that there's a whole ass shopping center in there, but, like, off to the left, there's an actual food court of Japanese food. And all of them are really good, but my favorite apparently is gone. And that makes me sad. They had the best curry that I've ever had. The best chicken katsu curry that I have ever had in my life. But, you know, like, that's the thing. Like, it's been about 10 years since I've been in Boston. And if I move back there, you know, things have changed. There has been a whole ass pandemic, and a lot of things that I remember hadn't survived. Alternatively, like, also, when I left it was also a really big year. Like, I used to work for a bakery that was in Porter Square, bakery and cafe. If you know Porter Square, you know which one I'm talking about. But in 2014, you know, I left in order to take a job, my first real job out of grad school. And back then, you know, the industry was in New York, so I had to go down there. I figured, you know, I'll just work here. If I don't like it, I'll move back to Boston and take my job back. Well, that turned out to not be possible because a couple months after I left, that bakery just folded, as if I was the one thing that was keeping it alive. Which, really wouldn't have surprised me. It should have been on Kitchen Nightmares. It was ridiculous. But yeah, it's like, nothing ever really stays the same, I think. And that's a good thing. But it also kind of means, like, a place that you felt was home. You have to readjust to the unfamiliar bits. Like, all the places that you used to love that made it home are gone. But some part of it, you know, I don't know. Anyway, there's less than a minute left on this last break. So, for those of you still in the chat with us, thank you very much for holding on this long. I hope that, you know, you got something out of all that rambling. Other than, you know, me talking about other places you should visit. Like, Boston is a fantastic city, and I hope I do get the opportunity to go back there. New York is also a fantastic city, but it's different, and it's an adjustment. It's a lot. I don't expect anybody to really fully like it. Some people love it and will spend their entire lives here, or they'll be like, well, I came from elsewhere, but I can't imagine being anywhere else because everything's right here. But like, it's a lot, and there are some good parts to New York City and there's some bad parts. But like, I don't know, I'm just kind of yearning for a new beginning and a fresh start. And I think that's part of what's gotten me all worked up lately. But in any case, it is now 10:51, so let's just sort of like take a deep breath and prepare for our very last sprint, which is happening right now. Alright? With that said, I wish you the best of luck. Get ready, get set, and let's go. that is the last sprint. How did you all do? For me, I honestly don't remember where I had stopped. Let me see if I can just... Yeah, I don't remember. But at the very least, I can count up my total words. 1469 altogether, which again is not that bad. Companion Wolf says, got distracted by the internet. That is totally understandable. That is me usually if I don't have something to transcribe. What I might end up doing from here on out is basically just handwrite the stupid thing and then transcribe on my stream days. I feel like I'm making a lot more progress than I would otherwise doing that. But we'll see. In any case, if anybody else is here, feel free to share. Otherwise, we'll talk about the schedule. I had mentioned this early on, but this week is also going to be hell week for work, wherein I have to work later than normal. The schedule currently looks like this. On tomorrow, so on Monday, that is my raid day usually, so there's never ever going to be a stream on Mondays. Tuesdays, it is an every other Tuesday situation, so this week there will be D&D, most likely, unless the DM decides to cancel. And even if he decides to cancel, you know I don't like doing last minute decisions on streams. So assume that's going to be a no then. Wednesday... Excuse me, sneezing is back. Wednesday, that is a new D&D session with a new DM. But it's going to be interesting because Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I am working late all 3 of those days, so we will see how I'm going to fit that in. It's all kind of dumb. It's like, again, I work for a medical events publisher, and we do symposia. And this time of year, we all know that there's going to be a lot of very long days, but like, there always seems to be problems because herding oncologists to do anything is like herding cats. But in any case, that is going to be what's up all of those days, and that includes Thursday. So even though I'm multitasking on Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm still not going to multitask on Thursday and do stream and work. It's just not a thing that's going to be happening. I don't want to do it. So, sorry. No stream on Thursday. Most likely stream on Friday unless for some reason there is something that I need to do. Then Saturday might be the makeup stream for missing Thursday. If I recall correctly, Saturday is the 14th. Which means that the recharge room that I'm attending, aka Ingress event, isn't happening until the 15th, if I'm reading the schedule correctly. Let me just do a real quick check-a-review. Sorry. I'm pretty sure it is Sunday that is going to be that event. But in any case, if it turns out that it is Saturday, I'll let you know. But most likely... Make me sign in, this is garbage. let's see. 14th. Huh. Okay, so it is on the 14th, which means I will be in the city on Saturday, which means there is not going to be a stream on Saturday. That is what that means. So, we will probably have a special stream on Sunday to make up for that. But in case you just missed that while I brain farted and checked information all over the place, the lineup this week looks like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. No stream for various reasons, either gaming, D&D, or work. Then Friday, yes to stream. Saturday, no stream. Then Sunday, very likely stream. And then we'll be back to our regular schedule the week after. And the week after that, I will be away, so no streams that week. But we'll take that one week at a time. Either way, again, there's no stream on Thursday, so the next time I will see you is on Friday. With that in mind, I do thank you for joining me on this stream. I apologize for being a little bit under the weather, not fully present, both mentally and physically. It's been a very long weekend. It's going to continue to be a very long month in general, but we'll see and we'll make it through. And break on through to the other side whenever, hopefully, we will have a new start in the new year and things will begin to look up for a lot of us. Mostly me, because I'm being selfish right now. But I guess, like I said, stream will be happening on Friday, same time as usual at 8 p.m. Companion Wolf says, I hope you can get some sleep and something nice happens to you for you soon. Thank you so much. I hope the same for you too. Good luck on your job interview tomorrow. And I hope that you're well rested as well. As for me, I am probably going to log off and I'm either going to poke my head into Final Fantasy for a little bit and then log off, or just log off completely. I'm starting to feel like the latter might be a good idea. By the way, another thing that they have on YouTube, just funsies, is Are You Being Served, which is a classic Britcom. Highly recommend going and watching it. That's what I've been doing lately, and it's just so soothing. So what I'm probably going to do is just like take my journal and into the other room and just sort of like lie down, read, write, watch Are You Being Served until sleep happens. But as for you, I hope that as for you, Companion Wolf, I hope things go well for you tomorrow. And as for you, general audience, I hope things are going to be awesome. I hope that you get plenty of rest, and I hope that you have an excellent week, and I will see you this coming Friday at 8 p.m. as usual. Thanks again so much for coming, and take care of yourselves. Have an excellent week. Night, everybody.